Welcome to Tiger Talk, episode 28. This is a special episode that we're going to do every year in this slot. It's the education episode where we're going to talk about how football players can go from high school athletes to college athletes. We'll also cover the Austintown Fitch game and preview the Warren Harding game. I'm one of your hosts, Scott Ryan.
And I'm Becca. And we have two seniors with us today. You guys can introduce yourself, tell your number and your position.
I'm Sam Snodgrass, number 53.
I'm Malachi Card, number 43.
You didn't say what position you guys play.
I play O-line.
I play on the D-line.
Well, there we go. We got a little bit of each.
And then this guy is Coach Moore.
So let's start. Let's do a quick recap of Austintown. It seems to me like it was Jameer Gamble's coming out party. Coach, did you expect that was the plan going in, is to have Jameer carry the load?
I mean, we knew that he was going to run the football, and we know that he's got great speed, and we knew that if we can get him into the third level with an angle that it's going to be tough for anybody to match what he brings to the table as far as speed, and so he really answered the bell as far as that. He also had some really tough physical runs between the tackles, which I was proud of him for.
And is he related to Brian Gamble?
I think maybe a distant cousin,
Okay,
but I'm not 100% sure.
this kind of
But
makes
I just want to say it was the Chipotle. I brought him Chipotle.
well,
I was supposed to say that. No, I love Mookie. He ran. He helped me win a state championship in track. So he is fast and he's very disciplined. And I love seeing him be successful on the football field too. It's really fun. I was excited for him.
yeah, Chipotle also gives me the runs. I don't know if that's the same. I like that he's the cousin because my cousin is the choir director. And so it sounds about right. You know what I mean? Those things just work out exactly. What about for our D line? How did you guys do against Austintown? You're on the D line.
Well, one thing that we do need to work on, I say, is reaching. Well, like we ran too far past the quarterback, like getting to quarterback depth. We got a little trigger happy on that, and we got too far ahead. But we just need to, and we also need to keep contained. That's something that, like, just about most teams need to work on, but we need to work on that a little bit as well. But overall, we did good, and we just have to keep putting pedals to the metal.
I like it. What about the O line?
They did a great job. I didn't play this week, unfortunately, but Kappas and Jaw stepped up big time and made Mookie look good, toting that rock all night.
Yeah, anytime there's good running, we know it's the O line that does it. So I want to talk about education because football takes people beyond Massillon. And Coach, how does your team win their stickers on their helmet, and how is that connected to their education?
We gave out stickers for their off-season attendance, and then we continue to give out stickers for big hits in games, hustle plays in games, and attendance in school. Possibly a sticker for grades at the end of the first quarter.
Right.
Like
and so that means it's important. And I love that attendance in school is important. How does that translate for the NCAA? When someone's going on to go to college, do they look at attendance?
They definitely look at attendance. So they're gonna request your transcript, and we're gonna send it to them. And your transcript is going to show the grades that you got, the level of classes that you've taken, but it's also going to show your attendance. And if you got a guy that's not showing up to school, You probably have a guy that's not going to be showing up to work. You probably have a guy that's not going to show up to college classes. It just shows somebody that's unreliable. So going to school every day is important because it shows that you care about what you're doing. And there's nothing that gets a young man or young woman, for that matter, farther behind in class than not being there, not having a butt in the seat. Attendance is extremely important.
To the players, what do you have to do during the week to make sure that your homework's done before you can play? Is there study times? Do the coaches look up to that, or is that all on you? Tell me about schoolwork and being a Tiger.
Well, we have Mod 4 academic assist. That helps a lot of players get their homework done early so they can just go home and sleep after football or just have good time management, I guess.
You guys have Blarney's too for your grades.
Oh, yeah, Blarney's too.
5 for D, 10 for an F. Did you double it already or no?
Not yet.
So
Last year he doubled it. Sorry, Becca.
go ahead.
Last year was 5 for D, 10 for an F. And then, around week 7, he doubled it to 10 for D, 20 for an F. And if you had to continue running, you'd be up on the hill just about half practice or longer. There were some kids on the hill running between 40, 60, maybe 80 Blarneys. And then attendance works in that as well. When you're tardy to class, you get 5 Blarneys and it stacks on each time. Every tardy to class or unexcused absence is 5 Blarneys. So let's say I'm tardy to class 3 days in a row. I have 15. Well, I have 5 the first day, 10 the second, 15 the third.
And the coaches check them because I've been at practice to drop something off and I'm like, why are those? I'm shocked to maybe see kids running and they're like, oh well, they skipped 4th period and stayed in lunch longer or something. All the coaches are on it. It's pretty impressive.
Tell us what a Blarney is in case someone doesn't know.
I'm not sure if I could explain that better than Malachi. I think he did a really good job explaining that.
I had my history with the hill. I had my history with
They have to run up a hill, right? I'm saying in case someone doesn't know what the Blarney is.
Yeah.
The Blarney Stone, as Coach Moore says, is here to make you a champion. It's a punishment for if you have I don't know if we've had any penalty Blarneys yet from games, but grades, absences, you run a select amount of Blarneys and you go up the hill, touch the stone, come back down. That's 1. And you have to do that however many times, if you have 10 Blarneys, you have to do it 10 times.
What's the most you ever had to do it?
The most I ever had, I think, was 30 or 40. I think it was 30. I had a demon in F last year for a minute. I had got it up, but I had run about 30 or 40.
What about you, Sam? What's the most Blarneys you had to do?
Probably 10. I don't like running, so I try to keep my grades and my attendance right.
So next week, I will be in with you guys. I'll be there for the Massillon McKinley one. Becca, let's get there a little bit early, and we'll get us filmed. You and I will do a Blarney. Will you do one with me?
No, I'll film you because I run all the time.
But you won't do one with me?
You won't be able to keep up.
You don't know that. I got long legs. I only have to do one. I'm sure I can do one. I don't even know what it is. I mean, I haven't seen the hill. I kind of know where it is, but I've never done one. So I'm going to do one next week. That's worth tuning in next week already.
It's a pretty good view from section 14.
Yeah.
So there in the northwest corner. In fact, if you look at it now, there's a well-worn path leading from the track up to the Blarney Stone.
The path was worse last year.
Yeah.
Around this time.
There's definitely a path. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna help. I'm gonna help on that path. I'm only doing one though. Becca, what would you say is the most important thing that a student athlete can do to take the next level? I mean, obviously, we're going to assume they're all talented, to get there, but that isn't enough, grade wise. What do you tell a kid? Like, if you want to play college ball, you got to do this.
it starts as a freshman. I mean, that's what we tell all our freshmen, because once you get behind, it's really hard to catch back up. So it's really, like Sam said, I think he had the best comment, is it's time management. You've got to learn to use the mod, like mod for academic assist. I'm like, you got to use it. You got to go get help from the teachers that you're behind, or maybe you had a doctor's appointment, you missed that class. Because our teachers are really good here about helping our student athletes, or any kid. It doesn't matter if they're athlete or not. Of getting, we all want everybody to be successful. But as a student athlete, time management, sometimes it takes to be a senior before you really learn how important that is. But like really teaching, as he said, learning as a freshman, that those grades, like C's and D's, are not good. Like it's really hard for your GPA once you get C's are manageable, D's are really not manageable as far as the NCAA, whether it's Division II or I, or even in Division III. If you're trying to get, scholarships for any kind of grades, which they have, or any kind of, you need to have C's and above. But B's, we aim for B's. Obviously, we want A's, but I understand that, that some kids, it's C's is average, and that's what they can do, and that's fine too. But I think it really starts as a freshman, and learning from these guys that are seniors, like preaching from their peers, time management. And then being an advocate yourself. The kids that, sometimes come over and they ask for help, or, get tutoring and stuff from other people that we have in town, or it's important that they become an advocate for themselves so that they can go to the teacher. I mean, have you guys ever had to go to a teacher and be like, hey, I need extra help?
Mm-hmm.
What do our teachers do?
They give us help.
Yeah, they're really good at giving help. So, as coaches, even I coach something different, and, obviously Nate coaches football. I think it's important for kids to start advocating for themselves as freshmen, so that it's not the coach coming in after they've run 40 Barneys, like, what can we do to help this kid? Like, what happened? Why did they get behind? So it's really cool, because I'm sure you guys do this too, is at school, they can download like on an app so they can see their grades. So I really encourage the freshmen to do that. And these guys that are older are really good at, they can see their grades, what they're missing, what they need to turn in. So everybody's got a cell phone. So it's right there on their phone. So I always encourage that too. I think it's important, for them.
Everybody's on their phone, so there's no reason you shouldn't be able to check it.
Yeah, there's no reason why you can't check your grades and stay up on it. And I think Massillon has done an incredible job with adding that academic assist to help student athletes and, keeping them on track.
Nate, what is your job to help get someone to the next level? What responsibility do you take on?
I mean, that's a huge part of being a head coach of a football team, especially here at Massillon. Not only is it the expectation that our guys are going to be given every opportunity to go to the next level. It's something that I take really personally. It's one of the reasons why I love my job is, watching the guys that we've had sign a national letter of intent, and then seeing them having success at the next level, and then now, after graduation from college, watching those guys succeed. It's a very rewarding part of what we get to do. And my role specifically really is just to connect the dots for our guys, and provide opportunities for them to be evaluated by college coaches, because at the end of the day, you're good enough or you're not, or you hit the measurables that a school at a certain level is looking for or not. And some of that is objective, but some of it's very subjective, right? And that's when, the recruiting process can get really, really tough and frustrating. But I think at the end of the day, all you can ask for as a player is to be evaluated by the college coaches. And if you're not good enough, you're not good enough. If you are, you are, and great, hooray for you. But the opportunity to be evaluated is really the key point. So me and Travis McGuire is our running backs coach, and he is our recruiting coordinator within our program, meaning that he has the primary responsibility of making those connections, especially the first connection between the college coaches and our players, and making sure that we cast a wide net for all of our guys. We have a website called MaslinRecruiting.com, the first of its kind in the area, maybe the state of Ohio. I mean, that's really what it comes down to is get our guys film, and then personally, whenever possible, in front of college coaches to be evaluated.
I know that the Penn State coach was at the Austintown game. Is that
Pitt.
true, Becca? Pitt. I'm
Pitt.
sorry, Pitt. Is that a better way to be in front of a coach, or is it the things that you guys do in the indoor when you invite like 10 coaches at once? I know you do those sort of things in the off season. You know, what's the best way for a kid probably to be seen?
I mean, there's nothing better than being evaluated in person playing football. So, you know, that's definitely number one. The one negative with that is, you know, there's 22 guys on the field, right? That college coach is now obviously he's got it narrowed down probably going into that game who he's watching, but versus on film, right? They can evaluate just you, or in person at one of the showcases that we put on. You know, they can zero in on just that guy running the 40 or the pro shuttle or whatnot. But I mean, for an actual evaluation, nothing beats playing live football in front of a coach.
So before we go to, we'll talk a little bit about Warren Harding and preview that game. I'm going to break one of the rules, and I'm going to look ahead a week, which we're not supposed to do, but I won't get to say, by the time I do Tiger Talk, McKinley Week will be started. And I just want to be sure everyone in Massillon realizes this is a big game for McKinley, probably bigger for McKinley than it is for us, which is pretty rare. So don't worry about how many games we've won in the past. We got to really be focused. I mean, obviously on Warren. I'm not looking ahead, coach. I'm not breaking the rules. Just saying.
Sounds like you're looking ahead.
No. Because I'm not doing that. I'm just.
You know what not looking ahead looks like?
Yeah. Yes, explain.
I'm talking about Warren.
And that's what I said before. I just wanted to throw that out there while I had the opportunity. Don't listen to it until after Friday's game. So let's preview Warren, which is our second longest rivalry. It's always great to have Warren Harding on the schedule. It's the last home game, kind of. And what are we looking for? Let's have the players tell us. What are you looking for against Warren Harding?
Play good physical football, dominate the line up front. That's about it. I don't know.
What about the D-line?
Basically, kind of what he said, dominate up front. They really shouldn't be getting anything off. They shouldn't be able to run on us, pass on us, or DB need to make sure that doesn't happen. But overall, we just need to put our foot down their throats and play football.
Do they have a running quarterback, or is their quarterback?
Their quarterback can run, he can scramble out.
Is he as good as what's his name?
We don't get into the business of comparing players.
We play week by week, Becca.
Was a player that graduated.
Overall, nobody should really be able to hang with us. We have a pretty good team, and we have lots of athletes on both sides of the ball. There's no reason anything should go wrong. We just need to play the ball how we play ball. We play different here in Madison compared to everywhere else.
I like that. And you forgot don't look ahead. I mean, one of the biggest mistakes you can make is look ahead. I've never made that mistake. So now we
That's right. Week by week. I don't like my dad. My dad went to McKinley. Both my parents did. And sometimes we'll talk about like some of the kids from McKinley. He'll say it, but it goes in one ear out the other. I play week by week. I focus on the people I have to go against on Friday every week.
That's fun that your parents are from McKinley. Do they root for Massillon now?
They brought us here because they didn't want us to grow up in the neighborhood, like around the type of neighborhood they grew up in. And they, like, my dad said it to me the other day. It was Saturday. He it's going to like when it comes to McKinley week. I don't necessarily like rub anything in his face or nothing. I just play football. I don't because I know he grew up in McKinley. Like he grew up and went to McKinley, and he raised me. Like I'm raised here, so I don't rub anything in his face. It's just for that week we're kind of just like it's all business.
That's the way it should be. That sounds great. So we need our dice, Becca.
Right
Okay,
here.
got it. Now, this is week 9, and I swear I have been picked 8 times, and Becca has been picked once. So on that dice, there's pictures of me. It's supposed to only be 2 pictures of me, but I'm thinking there's 6. 2 of Becca, and then 1 of me and Becca. You guys are going to roll the dice. Right now, it's 5-3. So Becca, I really need to get this to get 5-4 and then tie it up on the final week. And then you're going to ask us a football trivia question, and then Coach will say who is right. So roll the dice and let's see my face.
It's both.
It's both.
It's both.
All right. It's still technically me, though. I mean, why is it never Becca? So together, Becca, we should be able to do this, but don't answer until we discuss. So which one of you wants to ask us a question, or you can talk amongst yourselves and see if you've got one, or what we got here?
You gotta get one.
Here's one. So what is the job as a D tackle? Like, what is the D tackle's job on the line? Like, what is he supposed to do as a 4-eye? Or if you know what 4-eye is. Not too hard.
Oh my God.
What is he supposed to do as a 4-eye? Is that what you said?
Yes.
It's a 4-eye, but we would be in trouble if he asked what the 4-eye was. I think it means a kid who wears glasses. But Becca, do you have an idea?
Oh no! If you just ask me what the D tackle's job is to tackle the tackle.
No, it's probably, wait a minute, he's on defense. I think it's his job is to push the offensive line backwards. That would be the answer I would give, but we have to agree on it because remember the one time.
I agree.
You agree? So our answer is his job is to push the offensive line backwards. Am I right?
For the most part, yes. That's.
I'm gonna award the point.
Yeah. All right. So it's 5-4. It's 5-4. So next week on the last regular season game, we have a chance, Becca, to at least tie. And we come back.
We are so bad.
I mean, we're doing all right. And everyone, don't look ahead, please. It really upsets me. Thanks, guys. It was fun.
There's no point to look ahead.
No. Who would do it? Thanks for talking about education. I really want to do this every year because I've noticed how many more Massillon kids are playing in college than ever before, and we want to highlight that. That's what Tiger Talk's about. Take us out, Becca.
All right. Until next week, TIG.
DRS.
All right.